Today it is the privilege of the Silver Lake Regional High School community to say thank you to all of America's veterans, but especially to the individuals that have joined us today to share their experiences with our students. I'd like to introduce our principal, Michaela Gill. Welcome her to the podium to share some remarks.
Thank you, Mrs. Montaigne. Good morning, and welcome to our distinguished guests, members of the Armed Forces, Silver Lake Regional High School today, along with Assistant Principal Steve Blatt, Catherine Pratt, Social Studies Department Chairperson Melissa Fontaine, our student ambassadors, parents, and invited guests. I am pleased to welcome you to the second annual Veterans Appreciation Day at Silver Lake Regional High School. Your commitment to speaking to our students today provided them with an incredible opportunity to learn more about our nation's history and the meaning of Veterans Day. I'd like to extend my sincerest appreciation to the people who helped make today possible. Melissa Fontaine for her vision, planning, and coordination of the day. Our social studies teachers for being so accommodating and their willingness to open their classrooms to provide this opportunity for their students. Chef Jewel and Bernardo and our culinary arts program for the delicious food we'll be devouring after this. Mr. D'Angelo and Mr. Gausman and the horticulture students for the boutonnieres. Our student ambassadors, Tristan Arendt, Delaney Arendt, Katie O'Neill, Ethan Smith, Brendan Haas, Katie Riley, and JJ Fouquet, who volunteered to assist today. The select choir, directed by Ms. Caspa, our custodians for helping set everything up, and our building admin. Most importantly, though, please join me in thanking the men and women here with us today for their service to our nation. At this time, please welcome back our select choir with their rendition of Dating Choir.
Thank you. It's our honor to be here to perform for you today. We chose this is our sort of our centerpiece of our fall concert repertoire. So usually we choose something that's not sad. We didn't choose it in that sense, but just in that this is a very strong. We did folk songs for around the world, and our selection was Danny Wilson. So not chosen for the sadness of it, but for how well these young singers have performed this piece.
My name is Tristan Hart, and I'm a senior here at Silver Lake. I appreciate the opportunity to speak before you because I feel that we are rarely given the opportunity to express our gratitude to our veterans with more than company. Thank you for sharing your time and experiences with us today. In America, when we go to sleep at night, we sleep in peace. We sleep without fear of artillery shells destroying our homes. We sleep without fear of gunfire rattling the distance. We sleep without fear when we wake up having been conquered by foreign power. We sleep knowing that our values, freedoms, and way of life are protected, not be taken from us. When we go to sleep at night, we are grateful that we have our armed forces to protect our country so that we don't have to. Our nation owes its founding and prosperity to bravery and common merit. In 1775, farmers, sailors, masons, carpenters, and shopkeepers united under one flag to fight for freedom against the most powerful fighting force in the world. Throughout our history, countless conflicts have called upon the common merit to step up and to defend what is right. Our servicemen and women have answered that call without exception. Today, our armed forces continue to fight for what is right, and new Americans step up to fulfill the call of duty every day. Our veterans are not superheroes. They are ordinary people that are willing to overcome their fears to serve a greater cause. We live in the greatest nation on earth, and we take some of our greatest freedoms for granted. When we wake up in the morning, we go to work. This takes different forms for different people. Some of us go to school, some of us go to the office, and some of us go to the shop. We have the freedom to decide where we work, what we do, and set our own value on it. We have the right to live our lives as we please, to practice the religion of our choosing, and to pursue happiness. As Americans, we have the right to life, liberty, and property. We have the right to freedom of speech and press. Our democracy allows us to form our own opinions and then to elect our own leaders going forward. Our democracy is designed so that the power remains with the people. We debate politics in public without fear of disappearing from them. We craft our own morals and have the freedom to try and convince others to do the same. Our democracy allows each of us, regardless of our sex, race, religion, and income, to have a say in how we live. As Americans, we have the right to vote. Our veterans protect these freedoms from us. Our veterans protect everything that we love and take for granted. For that, we are eternally grateful. Every year, American servicemen and women lose their lives protecting our democracy and sacrifice themselves to save others. These heroes must be remembered. But too often, our heroes that return home are forgotten. These heroes deserve the same respect and gratitude. We owe our veterans everything, so we need to take every opportunity that we can to thank them for their sacrifice. They have sacrificed years of their lives in service to our nation. They have given their time. Now it's time for us to give our thanks.
Thank you, Tristan. I'm now excited to share with you that Silver Lake has partnered with PAC TV. Eric from PAC TV, who's here with us today, was an extraordinary help in preparing a special video for our veterans. We really hope you enjoy it and know how much the Silver Lake community appreciates you. Hi, my name is Melissa Fontaine, and I'm the Social Studies Department Chairperson here at Silver Lake. It is the privilege of the Silver Lake Regional High School community to say thank you to America's veterans, but especially to those individuals who took the time to share their experiences with our students today. We appreciate you.
My grandfather served in Vietnam, and I greatly appreciate his service, and thank you to all the veterans for coming today and speaking with everybody.
My father, Peter Hooper, served in the Coast Guard for about 20 years, and I am thankful for his service.
I just want to say thank you to all the veterans on Veterans Day. My oldest brother is in the Army, and he is EOD, which is Explosive Ordnance Division, so every day that he's doing his job, he's out there looking for and disarming bombs. So thank you to him and to all the veterans on Veterans Day.
My grandpa was a veteran, and he put his everyday life in risk for our country to defuse the bomb so that our country wouldn't get blown up or anywhere else like that.
And on Veterans Day, I would just like to say thank you to all the veterans for putting their lives on the line for our freedoms.
I have several veterans in my family that I'd like to thank. First, my brother, who served in the Army for 5 years. My grandfather, who served in World War II on the island of Guam. My grandmother, who served in World War II as well on the island of Guam. my great uncle John, who served in the Navy during World War II, and my great uncle Richard Valente, who served in the Navy and was killed in the attack on Pearl Harbor. He was on the ship, the Arizona, when it went down. So I'd just like to say thank you to everybody in my family, and thank you to all the veterans out there who have served our country to keep it free and safe for me and my children. We really appreciate it.
I want to say thank you to all of the troops who have put their lives at risk for our freedoms and safety here in the U.S. And I want to let you all know that me and my friends are currently running a charity called Soldier for a Soldier, in which we are trying to raise money to build a house to then donate to a veteran.
I'm here to say thank you to the veterans today. Veterans Day means a lot to me. My grandfather served in the Korean War as an airplane mechanic for the U.S. Navy, and my uncle currently serves as a colonel in the U.S. Air Force, and I appreciate all that they've given and all they've sacrificed for their families and for all the veterans and the sacrifices that they've made.
And I'd just like to say thank you to all the veterans for serving our country and keeping us safe.
And I would just like to thank all the veterans for keeping us safe every day.
And I would just like to thank all the veterans for their service for our country and for all they sacrificed for our great nation.
I'm here to talk about my dad. My father is a veteran. He served in the Persian Gulf War in 1990 to 1991. He served when he was 50 years old. He's retired from the Army National Guard, where he was a sergeant. Now he is part of the Honor Guard. When there's a fallen soldier and they're having a funeral for him or her, he attends the funeral as part of the Honor Guard, where they fold the flag a special way and they present that to the family. So I just wanted to say happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, and thank you for all of your service.
Thank you for all of your time and sacrifices that you've made to make this country great.
And I'd like to thank my Uncle Den for the service and everything he's done for my family.
And I'm thankful that the veterans protect our freedom and risk their lives.
I'd like to thank the men and women in uniform for their service to our country, as well as their families for the sacrifices they make. In particular, I'd like to thank my dad, Thomas Ford, who's here with us today, for his service.
I would like to tell you something about my brother, Richard G. Salenzi. In 2011, I saw him at the U.S. Marine Corps in Parris Island. It's important to have veterans because they serve the United States of America.
My grandfather served in Vietnam, and I greatly appreciate it.
And I would just like to thank my dad for his 20 years of service in the Coast Guard.
Thank you to the veterans who participated in today, and thank you to all of America's veterans. I also wanted to mention that I have a friend who lost a good friend of his in Iraq back in 2006, and he had asked me to purchase a license plate that supports Massachusetts Fallen Heroes. Also, as a social studies teacher, I felt as though it was important, because I teach a lot about the wars and the sacrifices that so many Americans have made for the freedom that we enjoy today, that I wanted to do a little part in being able to support a cause that I found very worthwhile. So thanks again to the veterans, and happy Veterans Day.
I have 3 veterans who have served in my family: Grandfather Ebby, Grandfather Cor, and Uncle Fran. I want to say thank you so much for serving our country and keeping us safe.
I wanted to take this time to recognize my grandfather, Carmen Cash Castellano, for his time spent in the Vietnam War. He was a helicopter pilot, and during one of his missions, it unfortunately went down and he suffered 3rd-degree burns on 25% of his body. I just wanted to say thank you, Papa, for everything that you've done over your lifetime, and I'm very, very fortunate to still have you in our lives today, because you're with us, you're able to spend time with us, and it's just a phenomenal thing that you did for our country. So I really thank you so much for everything that you've done.
Hey Lakers, it's Madison Miller. I was class 2018. I'm currently a freshman at the United States Naval Academy, and I had the opportunity to participate in Silver Lake's first annual Veterans Appreciation Day and got to escort some of our community's veterans around last year. I'm proud to say that the students and faculty of my high school go out of their way to honor our community's veterans, and I really hope you guys can continue on this tradition for many more years to come.
On behalf of the faculty at Silver Lake Regional High School, we want to say
thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
retired U.S. Army. Lieutenant Colonel Felix G. Danis II, retired U.S. Army. Sergeant Thomas Ford, retired U.S. Air Force and active Air Force civilian. Petty Officer Nicholas Jan McNamara. E7 Peter Cooper, retired U.S. Coast Guard. David B. retired U.S. Army. Sergeant Charles P. Reed, retired United States Marine Corps. Corporal Donald Rickard, retired United States Marine Corps. Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Ruzio, retired U.S. Army. Sergeant Herbert Spellman, retired U.S. Army.
Okay, so if you don't mind just standing in line here, we'll get a photo op. This is on the chair. Just do our swim masters.
Right.
Alright, your student ambassadors want to join us? Do you still have one picture? This is something you want to have?
Oh, sure.
Thank you all. Thank you.